All right, Dave Collins is here, and with the Reds 20 games below the 500 mark, mired in last place. Let me ask you a football question. Let's give you the poll question. You're a sports fan in general. High school, college, or pro, which are you looking most forward to watching and following this season?
I love high school ball, I love college ball, but to me, professional football. And I'm really excited to see what the Bengals are going to do this year. I think they've got a good shot to be right there with any club in the NFL. So hopefully this will be the year they can get over the top.
Well, we talked about it before. Look, it's football. People will get hurt, but it's who gets hurt, when, and for how long. Those are the breaks you need in the NFL season.
No question about it. You need to keep those key guys in your lineup, especially, Dalton, A.J. Green. These guys have got to stay healthy so they can be there for their club.
All right, let's talk a little baseball with Dave Collins here, the former Reds player and coach. And, boy, we mentioned it earlier on Local 12 News at 11. To put in perspective how long and taxing a 9-game losing streak really is, you played for the Expansion Mariners in 1977. It never happened. You never went 9 straight.
No, we didn't. We lost a lot of games that year, and we had a lot of young players on our club. I mean, we had no established players at all. But it was a tough year, but we never lost 9 in a row. We had some losing streaks where we lost 5, 6 in a row, but we always seemed to find a way to come out of it and kind of hang in there. But to lose 9 games in a row, and especially to lose 6 of them at home, and when the Diamondbacks came in here, they were struggling. They were struggling a little bit, and they got well playing the Reds.
All right, your thoughts on the Marlon Byrd trade, which was consummated earlier this week with the San Francisco Giants for yet another pitching arm. Good deal. I mean, it just shows that they have had no consistency in left field going back to when Ryan Ludwig was here for several years. And it was consistent with Ludwig, but it wasn't great productivity.
Yeah, I thought Marlon Byrd did a good job for them, and I think what Walt Jocketty wanted to get from Marlon Byrd, he got. And they got better production this year in left field than they did the last couple of years. He was able to trade him this year when he saw that the club wasn't going to be in contention for a playoff spot, and he got another good arm coming into the organization. So you can't get enough good arms in today's game, because I think Tampa Bay has shown that that's how you win.
Let me ask you this question. With all of these arms, we get to Goodyear next year, the guys get ready for the season. Who's the opening day starter when they're down at the ballpark next early April?
Yeah, that's a good question, because the guy that impresses me the most on their club is Raciel Iglesias.
Yeah, and he was great today again.
Well, you know what? Even if you're playing Little League and you strike out 13 guys, that's a great performance. To strike out 13 Major League hitters in one game and not pitch 9 innings, that tells you what kind of stuff he's got. And what impressed me the most about him, Mike, is when he needs to get a strikeout, he can get it. And, I mean, he's cutting teeth in the big leagues and dominating. And he has made good hitters look bad. And this kid's got a chance to be a great pitcher.
Yeah, he does, and he certainly had the stuff today, no doubt about it. And he's got several quality starts, but just not the wins to show for it, because he can't get any run support, which leads me to my next question. We talked a little bit about left field. Jason Bourgeois played today out in left field. Where do they go for a left fielder for the rest of this season? I know you have some thoughts, some very definitive thoughts on what they should do with Eugenio Suarez going forward.
I'm moving Suarez to left field, because I know Cozart's coming back next year, and he's going to be there every day shortstop, and he should be. He's a great defensive player and was having his best offensive year this year that he's had in his career before he got hurt. Suarez has shown that he can really swing the bat, and he's the kind of guy that could drive in a lot of runs and fit well in the middle of the lineup somewhere and back up somebody hitting 5th or 6th in the lineup. But I really like this kid offensively, and I've been surprised that they haven't really moved him out there, but maybe they haven't been able to just because they need him at short now with Cozart being hurt.
What are you saying from Todd Frazier? Is he finally maybe rounding back into form? Because as we talked about as recently as last week, since that home run derby and the All-Star game the following night, he really hasn't been the same Todd Frazier we saw in the first half when he was on pace for 40-plus home runs, 40 doubles, so on and so forth. Yeah,
this has been a tough second half for him, and I think he's probably learned after this year being in the home run derby and what he did not only for the city but for the organization, that how valuable that rest is, especially considering his past few years up here. He's always struggled in the second half anyway. He's kind of faded towards the end, so I'm sure he realizes how important that rest is at the All-Star break. Hopefully he'll get that. He is swinging the bat a little bit better now, but he's got to be swinging that bat well, because when Votto, Frazier, and Bruce, when they're somewhat productive, and Votto's been big time, they get enough production offensively to win some of those close games.
Ryan Lamar had his first big league hit today. Very quickly, one guy from AAA you'd like to see up here in September.
Stevenson.
Okay.
I mean, they brought up all these young pitchers. Here's a guy that is going to play big with them down the road. I've really been disappointed to see him not up here. I'm sure they're going to bring him up in September, but the rest of these kids are cutting teeth. Why not him?
Yep. Well, that's what September is for. Dave Collins, thanks so much for being here tonight. Come see us again next week.
Thanks a lot, Mike.